Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is ZAWIR HARISH and together with my partner Muhammad Adam Harish, we formed this group to discuss a speeches from Laura Melly. So the topic of the power of gaming together in a lonely world is so interesting. Our objective is to talk about the presentation style of the speaker, the non-verbal values such as volume, gesture, expression, filler, and more. We also need to talk about the purpose of this speech. And for the next agenda, I am going to talk about the general description of the video. First and foremost, the speaker delivering his speech in front of the audience in a formal presentation. So, the speaker presents the information in a well-organized and structured manner. Such as speaker is beginning with an introduction, followed by the main content, and ending with the conclusion. The speaker need to explain the topic about to make sure the audience don't lose focus and bored during the presentation. Secondly, I can sense that the speaker speaks clearly and confidently to make it easier for the audience to understand what are the topic being discussed on the presentation today. The speaker need to maintain her good eye contact and making a suitable body language. It is important to the speaker to have an example, clear explanation, and a proper speaking technique. The information given are delivered to increase the audience understanding. So, for the second agenda, I would like to talk about the brief explanation of the purpose of the informative speech. The speaker need to deliver the message to educate, to explain, and to provide useful information to the audience. The speaker delivers the information in a simple and organized way so that the audience can catch up or follow the presentation easily. More importantly, the audience can understand what the speaker are trying to send. Speaking confidently and clearly, the speaker are able to attract the audience and deliver the message effectively. Let's move on the non-verbal communication. For non-verbal communication, I choose gesture and volume. Why? Because I think the speaker use hand movement and body gesture naturally during the presentation to support her point while explaining certain ideas. And the second choices of mine is volume. I can sense that the speaker speaking loudly and clearly enough to make the audience understand and comfortable with the word of their choices when she speaks. The speaker also change the tone and volume at the sustained movement to emphasize important points. That's all from me.
Now, let's move on for her eye contact. In my opinion, she controls her eye contact very well throughout the whole speeches. For example, right, at the beginning of the video, she scans her audience, starting from the center, to the left, and to the right, to make sure that all of her audience are getting the attentions that they needed from her as the speaker. This is to make sure that the audience didn't feel left out and to make sure that she is also paying attention to all of them. Now, there are some times when she moves her gaze away from the audience, but it is only for a brief moment when she wants to remember the point that she wants to make that she wrote on the paper. And I think it does not affect her speeches too much or the audience too much. And now let's move on for her facial expression. For her facial expression, she sometimes scrunches her nose to make a point about herself, and she also often smiles all throughout the video to the audience to make the audience feels at ease. And her eyes also widen a little bit when she talks about what she likes, that is gaming. And I think that makes it very interesting for me as an audience because I can feel her emotion very well, all because of her facial expression. But I think she can improve her speeches more if she vary her gesture much more frequently. Although her gestures are very professional and controlled, introducing a wider range of expressive movement could help emphasize important message more effectively and more accurately. Adding more pauses to her speeches can also make the audience reflect about the point that she makes. So, in conclusion, I think that she is a very good speaker. That is because she can maintain her volume, her gesture, her facial expression, and her eye contact with the audience very, very well.